And in the category of delusions of grandeur, AMC Theatres has come out and said, despite the fact that Regal is going to be shutting down operations temporarily as of this Thursday, AMC is saying that they're going to stay open. Actually, it's not just AMC. Actually, it's also Cinemark is also saying, by the way, that they are going to stay open as well. Now, of course, for you guys who might have missed it, after James Bond, No Time to Die move, and obviously we had Black Widow move, and there's not a lot of big projects left to maybe come out in 2020, and it's going to shrink even more. Regal, completely expectedly, no surprise here, came out and said, Cineworld, Regal, we're going to shut down operations until we've got some movies that are going to bring people out to the theaters. Now, I said, I completely expect AMC to follow suit. But AMC came out and they decided to put out a statement that said, nope, we're not going to close down. We're going to stay open. Now, this is a stupid decision, but I can kind of see where they're coming from and where they see a couple of arguments to be made for staying open. For example, why is this a stupid decision? Well, listen, they're already in big financial trouble. The reason Regal is shutting down is to go into conservation mode, right? They want to make sure that they stay viable and stay alive and don't lose tons of money by being open without people coming to theaters. They want to make sure that they're still alive and viable for when the movies start coming back. It's a very smart move on their part. So then why, if it's so smart, why isn't AMC just jumping at the opportunity to do the same thing? Shut its doors, conserve its finances so they can be ready to open back up again. Well, I think there's two arguments to be made why they might be doing this. Argument number one is there ain't much business out there, but with Regal closing the doors, that means what business there is there, more of it will naturally now flow to AMC, right? So there's very, very slim pickings to bring people out to the movie theaters right now. But for people who are going out to the movie theaters to see older movies or going to see Tenet for the third or fourth time, now after Thursday, if you want to go to one of the big movie theaters, Regal's not going to be an option anymore. That might divert some more of the market share that is there over to AMC and also Cinemark and things like that as well. But that's a legitimate thing to look at. I don't think it's a make or break issue, but it's a legitimate thing that does make a little bit of a difference. So AMC can be looking at this and saying, well, hey, you know what? We're going to get a little bit more than we were because Regal's shutting down. That's one way of looking at it. The second thing that could speak to why maybe staying open right now may not be that bad of idea is this. Rob, shutting down an operation and restarting back up an operation is an intensive and expensive procedure, right? I mean, it was not a small thing for AMC to have to shut down all of its theaters. But then when they were getting ready to open up, and I believe it's like 80% of their theaters in North America are open back up, I think at this point.
Yeah.
So Rob, when you look at that and you understand that it took them weeks to get ready, to retrain staff, rehire people because they had to let a lot of people go when they shut the doors initially, rehire, restaff, retrain, get everything ready to go again. Just the starting back up can be a huge endeavor and an expensive endeavor and take a lot of resources. So while at the end of the day, make no mistake about it, this is a dumb decision to stay open. I think this is the wrong decision. Honestly, ever since Jerry Lopez left as the CEO of AMC, I've sat back and watched AMC make one stupid decision after another. I don't think their CEO knows what he's doing. Aaron something or other. The AMC's last CEO was a brilliant dude. And I'm an AMC fan, but I've just been watching AMC make stupid decisions after. I think this is a dumb decision. But it's not the most brain dead decision because, again, I think there are those two arguments that, hey, you might get a little bit more of the market share with Regal closing and you're avoiding. Maybe they believe that a temporary shutdown right now will be shorter than what we think it'll be. Because if they think, hey, you know what, we think we'll be able to open back up in December, even if we close down right now, well, then maybe it's not such a dumb idea to keep the lights on and keep it open. Yeah, you're losing money, but you don't have to go through that huge, labor-intensive restart-up process. There's an argument to be made. Again, I still think the smart thing would be for them to shut down and conserve their finances, but there could be an argument here to look. Rob, I think you were with me. I think you believe that, yeah, the other movie theaters were going to follow suit with Regal shutting down. AMC has chosen not to. What do you think of the decision?
Well, one, as you pointed out, I mean, they have a big nut that they have to cover, billions in debt. And they, as you well know, as we talked about before, they've spent a lot of money refurbishing their theaters. And I have to say, they've done a fine job of it.
Magnificent, actually. They've done a great job. I got to give them credit. They've done a great job at that.
They've done a great job. And look, AMC, every time that I've gone there over the last couple of years, I mean, we were talking about how it's been a year since we saw Joker at their Dolby Cinema at the Burbank 16. Fantastic cinemas, fantastic presentation. Really like their cinemas. However, with a lack of blockbusters driving movie-going attendance, and it seems like there's a bit of a flotsam and jetsam of weird movies coming out that they are going to be playing. I don't know how it's going to be financially viable for them to stay open, because not only do they have their staff, they have to clean the theaters, and they have to make sure that they're keeping everybody safe as well, which I don't know if that requires more people, but the amount of people that they're going to get coming to those theaters to see those movies, especially during the week. I saw that some theaters might be open only during weekends. But I don't know how viable it is. I don't know how smart it is. But on the other hand, can they make more money than it costs them to operate? What's the P&L statement going to look like on December 31st for the rest of the year for them? I don't know. To be honest, I don't have a sense of, I don't know enough about the business. I can talk about box office till the cows come home, but I really don't know what the day-to-day operations of a movie theater chain, what their burn rate is on their cash resources. I just don't know. So only they can know. And if they're staying open, they obviously know more than I do. So I wish them the best. I want to see them tough it out. I would love to see AMC succeed, and I'd like to see these chains emerge even stronger after all this is over.
I agree. 100% I agree. So I question the wisdom of this decision, but like you said, I mean, with the extra money coming in that would have gone to Regal, with them saving the cost of trying to start, I mean, maybe at the end of the day, you're right, Rob. And you know what? The sooner, the shorter that Regal needs to stay closed, the smarter the AMC decision will look. Because if Regal's able to open back up in December, then AMC will look fairly smart. That, oh, yeah, instead of going through the whole rigmarole of shutting down, laying people off, then rehiring people, getting everything back up running for only 2 months. But the longer the shutdown lasts, the dumber this decision is going to look. They're rolling the dice. They're taking the risk. Sometimes you got to do that, I suppose. Question is, guys, what do you think about AMC's decision to keep the doors open during this time when another major chain like Regal has decided to shut the doors, conserve their energy from the movies are coming back? Smart move, done move? Do you think the gamble will pay off? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.